Climbing the ladder of success here in RTE and scaling the dizzy heights of stardom is tonight's presenter of The End. What's his name? Oh yeah, Sean Give Me Grief. Gives Alan grief, gives everybody grief.
What the? Hang on a minute, stop that. I don't care what you think you can do up there, because there's nothing you could do that could improve the quality of this programme.
What time is it?
We have paid professionals to do that kind of thing, so I suggest you. It's nearly 11 o'clock actually. It's time to get on with the programme.
Oh well,
give it a log.
Then. You do it.
Thanks
then.
very much, and try not to make too many mistakes, Sean.
Hello folks, and welcome to this, the first ever proper Saturday night show of 1995. And on that subject, I'd just like to say to you, Splargan, Mugan, Higgins, Slaggin, Ugan, Nugaling, Ryan Town, Deconstruction, Tonight Show, Ugan, Spluggan, Dime. Now, of course, that doesn't really mean anything. It's just to prove a little theory that the producer put to me during the week. He brought me aside there during the week. He sat me on his knee and he said, Sean, the fans, they love The End. They'll watch it no matter what sort of bollocks you come out with. And he's right, because there you are. Anyway, on that subject, as you can see, we've got a nearly redesigned set tonight on the show. I think they might be able to show you that nearly redesigned set. There it is on our nearly redesigned camera set shot sort of thing. So that's what's happening there. So now that we've talked about the various exciting things that are happening tonight, we'll tell you about more exciting things later on in the night. But first, let's have a look at the menu. And there it is, there's the menu at 11:05, coming up very shortly, Only Fools and Horses. And tonight on the show, Del Boy is paid fees of £2.3 million, and then somebody asks him to give some of it back, and he spends the rest of the programme pissing himself laughing. Fergus will be in to talk about Friday the 13th, which was of course yesterday, but he's still going to come in and talk about it, and whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, that sort of thing. The Truth in the News is a new item we'll be showing tonight. It's an in-depth look at the week's current events, and it gives you actually the real story behind the things, not the things that the media want to tell you about. We'll be talking about healing, natural sorts of healing. We'll have fashions from the 1970s, which is a very exciting fashion item. I'm sure you're going to stay up for that one. And we've got Pat and Poos and Beastly Behaviour. Now, just to translate what that means, we've got Pat O'Mahony, or Matt O'Pahony for the dyslexic viewers. We've got Mr. Pussy, and we've got a little 1-minute film about reproduction called Beastly Behaviour. And we have an old thing from the live Mike, where Mike goes out and pretends to be a Norwegian camera crew. Well, he doesn't pretend to be a Norwegian camera crew. Lots of people pretend to be a Norwegian camera crew. And then, of course, we have Fenton McCoot right at the end, giving us a nice little poem. So that's what's on the programme tonight. Now, though, let's communicate with some more readers' letters. Right, we're going to have 2 readers' letters this week, as we did on the last couple of weeks of the last year, because we've got so many of them that we have to break it up into 2 halves. Anyway, this is the section of the show. We have different sections from different people. This is the Rory O'Leary section. These are all people who have written into us before. Rory sent us in a photograph, and there's a photograph there. Now, we don't know if this is of Rory or not. We suspect it may be. Anyway, it says, Pierce Brosnan is dead. There is the new 007. It's not me. He has the clothes, he has the looks, he has the sack full of explosives, and he has the women. Thanks for that, Rory. That's making sense as usual. Brendan Duffy sent us in 2 letters, the master of tarmac, as he likes to call himself. He says, while blazing through the skies last week in a US Air Force Blackbird, I happened to ponder upon the subject of where is my... Nearly said it. Fucking Pierce Turner CD. It's been 3 weeks waiting for the bloody thing, so I've decided it may become necessary to commit acts of violence upon you and your gang of retrobates down there in Donnybrook. Thanks for that, Brendan. And he writes in again, and he says, where's my Pierce Turner CD? So a bit of a theme there in his letters. And now, good old Paddy Kennedy sends us in 6 letters. He sent in a bit of abuse about Colm. He says that Colm puts a mouse down the front of his trousers to imitate kind of genitals, basically. And he also says, where is my Pierce Turner CD? That seems to be a bit of a theme in the letters tonight. And Patrick also says, where's my Pierce Turner CD? And he says, Colin was actually born without a face. He had buttocks grafted onto it. And he says, it recently came to my attention that people who do line dancing are all hyperactive due to overdosing on toast the morning before. Steps must be taken to stamp out this evil before it takes over the whole country. And dear Sean Thingy, aren't lion bars bleeding marvellous? What better way is there for a lion to relax and unwind after work than with other compadres in a bar all to themselves? That's a beautiful thought, Patrick. Thanks for that. And Kieran O'Loughlin writes in and says, where's my Chris Turner CD? And finally, our good old friend AJ Cotter writes in and says, how many of the viewers on those planked in front of the TV realise that 1995 has been designated as the year of the silly? To further promote this noble cause, I pledge to write even more nonsense for the next 12 months. I hope others and, of course, RTE respond accordingly. Well, we will respond accordingly, well, up to a certain point, because we're only on the air until the end of May, really. So you'll be writing nobody during the summer period. Anyway, on that note, let's have a look now at Only Fools and Horses.